smell good. It's kind of hot. Can you sit in the...
Can you just...
Come on, I don't bite.
Just take off your pullover and then...
I'm going to keep it on.
You can change your t-shirt.
I don't want to tarnish another shirt.
Why do we have to start with something stupid in every...
I'm just waiting for you to sit down.
Oh, it's kind of hot here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop talking.
Isn't he lovely?
So I know and wants me. I'm so alone.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Barnabbe Prodcast.
So, welcome back to Barnabbe Prodcast again.
Barnabbe Prodcast.
Yeah, I'm not really sure when we are going to, release and upload this video. Maybe at the end of March. I don't think so.
Hopefully.
The guy is going to be my judge if I'm late with it, so whatever.
Sure, guys, just comment that he was late. Today we are discussing the Grammys.
The Grammys, yeah.
And we're discussing some cryptocurrency.
Like, much more like NFT stuff, or not?
Yeah, but we'll explain what we mean by that when we start talking about it.
To be honest, Colin made the bigger part of the research, so I'm gonna maybe just ask him about stuff and
oh god.
and share my opinion.
So it's
of course I did some kind of research, but whatever, he overkilled it this time. So
but Szeki always has like the fun facts.
Yeah, I'm the man of fun facts.
Do you want to share
kind of tongue twist for me?
The man
fun
of
facts.
Fun facts.
Fun facts.
First question for you: did you watch the Grammys?
No.
So we're gonna talk about the Grammys. Did you watch them?
Like, I'm stupid, but is it uploaded somewhere?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did you watch any of the performances from the Grammys?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Darn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I've never actually watched Grammys because I thought it's just, some celebrities sitting there and some nominations and blah, blah, blah. And hey, ladies and gentlemen, let me announce the new, the best album of the year and blah, blah, blah. And it's just boring.
I always watched it.
Like Oscars. Yeah.
I always watched the Grammys because they had some really creative musical performances every time. Mm-hmm. And I think the one thing that I really appreciated about watching the Grammys this last year is after a year of almost like no concerts at all, even though it was still from home, it still kind of felt like I could get some sort of live music for a change. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of like a unexpected, not surprise because I knew they were going to have live music, but it was way nicer to have those live shows than I originally expected it to be. And then it just made me think, oh my gosh, I totally did not realize how much I've been missing live music.
But you watched it live or?
No, because of the time change and stuff like that since we're in Budapest.
I don't know, you could be up for 4 a.m.
I'm too old for that.
What?
Like, I can't stay up past...
You are a baby, man. What
dude, I can't stay up past like midnight or I'm just out. Seriously, like...
Yeah, you are just blackout after
out like a light. Like a light.
Why do you know these songs? Why do you know this song?
You don't know these songs?
I know this song, but why do you know this song? You are not a hip-hop fan or fan, sorry.
No, I don't remember why I know this song, I just do.
Wow. Oh, whatever.
Speaking of hip-hop.
Yeah?
How do you feel about...
Stallion or Beyoncé?
I was going to say Megan, like winning...
But she was nominated to the best new artist, but the best hip-hop artist was Beyoncé or not?
I can check my list.
I think she received it because of her cover of Megan Thee Stallion song, The Savage.
Beyonce covered that?
Yeah, or featured, or I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Do you like her stuff?
I'm not really into it.
No.
Yeah, like the WAP song, and I don't wanna say what it means.
Yeah,
what it's meant to be, whatever. And
I think that was
kind of like the instrumental part of Savage.
I'm a savage.
The instrumental part.
Yeah.
Like the do 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 do.
Yeah.
Do do do. And there's a really cool beatbox version of it. Shout out to Barry Wong, whatever. But yeah.
Do you have a little cover you can get for us right now?
Nope. You have to pay for it.
You have to pay for it.
$5 every time,
$5 every time.
If you ask for anything, $5.
Okay. So how do I get you to do it without asking?
You should find new ways to ask for things.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so yeah, I think it's really interesting everyone that won this year. Specifically though, like Beyoncé. I was doing some research and it's really interesting how she hasn't won a major nomination category since Single Ladies. Like she hasn't won Best Album of the Year or anything like that, or Best Track of the Year or anything. It's all just been these minor categories that she's won.
Mm-hmm.
Yet still, she's won the most Grammys out of any woman in music history.
Yeah. I don't know how much awards like Aretha Franklin. How many she has?
I have no idea how many Aretha.
Because I think she has quite.
Does she?
Yeah. But I'm not sure. I know that Beyoncé has
28
reached the same level as Quincy Jones now with 28 awards, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So I think she's not as active as she was around the Single Lady era.
Mm-hmm.
And she featuring in a lot of songs with they had some song with Jay-Z, and it was called it had a really weird name, something with apes, or Jay-Z I don't know stuff. I'm sure you know it, guys, whatever. And she even featured her own daughter, so
I know that one I thought was kind of cool. Like that's got to be pretty crazy and huge as a mom to like see your daughter win her first Grammy.
What the song is about, like the brown skin girl, like that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
My problem is I'm not really into American pop music, so I cannot mention anyone else I would nominate instead of Megan Thee Stallion, or instead of I don't know, Beyoncé or Taylor Swift. But there's a lot of people who are talking, even artists talking about that the Grammys is not as it's used to be, and it's biased, or
it's
the nomination and the like the people who are win the prizes and awards, they are, I don't know, so it's corrupted a bit. Corrupted.
It's corrupt. Like in an article I was reading by the New York Times, a quote from there is, "Behind the scenes, the industry is waging war for the soul of the Grammys. After years of accusations of bias against women and Black artists and complaints of opaque voting system that critics say is unfair and out of touch." I thought that was super interesting. Like, it's really fascinating how so many artists are going against the Grammys now, because they feel kind of snuffed. Is that the right word? I think so.
Yeah, but just for comparison, like just tip how many awards or Grammy awards, has like Michael Jackson.
I actually don't know how many he has.
He has 13, only 13, and they just so weird to realize that Beyoncé has 28. I don't know. It just kind of sus. I don't know.
Did you really just say sus? Oh my gosh.
Suspicious.
Dude, we're not teenagers. You can't talk like that.
I don't know what teenagers are into.
You don't know
in
the
the
hip
States.
slang anymore? Dude, question though. Did you like The Weeknd's last record? Did you listen to it? The Weeknd's last record? Did you enjoy it? Or album, I mean?
No, I haven't checked it.
You haven't checked After Hours?
No, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, man.
I was busy. I'm sorry. But
It's been out for
that's
months.
why you are here.
It's been out for months.
I'm sorry. I'm not a Weeknd fanboy.
Okay.
I should have done research about it. I'm sorry.
That was one of the things that just...
I know everybody
to be
says
extreme.
he was robbed. But
Well, I do think it's kind of peculiar how he wasn't even... Like, he was supposed to perform at the Grammys. And he didn't even get a single nomination. And for the first time in the Billboard Hot 100 history, he was the person to have a song in the top 10 for an entire year. So the song Blinding Lights was in the top 10 for the entire year. And that's the first time it's ever happened in that history. And so it's really weird how he wasn't even nominated. It kind of makes you wonder, like, what...
yeah, but every top 10 songs got nominated.
No.
Then, you know,
But-
it's a bad logic behind it, so...
No,
Or
but
it cannot
there
be the
hasn't
only
been-
reason to
I'm not saying that's the
argue-
only reason.
to
Because
argue
he's
the
gotten
judgment.
accolades for, like, with American Music Awards. He won, I think, for Best Album of the Year. He won that with American Music Awards, and he just didn't even have any nominations. We're not talking about if he won or not, but he has the recognition that puts him on par with, like Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, Harry Styles, all these other people that were nominated in the Grammys this last year. His music is up to par with that, and he didn't even get a nomination. So it's just
I don't know what's
interesting.
happening behind the curtains, but
That's what everyone's
yeah,
trying
it's
to figure
it's kind
out.
of weird because at least he should have a nomination, I think, because
Yeah.
his work. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, that was
I don't
weird
know
thing.
how Grammys work. How this was the who are behind it.
Yeah, it's the anonymous expert panel or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone is talking about. Like, what the artists are pushing for and kind of requesting from the Academy is to have more transparency with the voting process, because it's always been kept so secret. And they're like, okay, well, this logic doesn't totally make sense. And so whoever these experts are that are anonymous, we'd like to see some more transparency in that, to see how these decisions are getting made, because from our perspective, it doesn't seem like they're getting made correctly.
Yeah. Maybe it's not the best comparison, but I don't know why I have this feeling, but it's kind of work in a way that, drug tests with in winning sport like NBA or etc. So they have random drug tests and everything, but I'm pretty sure they, or like big sportsmen really know when it's going to happen. And they can, be clean. So I think it's the same. There's no effing way that, like, nobody knows who is going to be, in this secret and an anonymous
anonymous
judgment
voting
panel.
Yeah.
Voting. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So, or like, there's no guarantee it's not corrupted or biased or paid or I don't know. So
What happened? Yeah.
it's just weird. It should be transparent, and I don't know why it's not transparent.
No idea, but that's what they're all pushing for. Because it's not just The Weeknd that has spoken out about this. I know, like, Kanye's talked about it. There's a whole...
Kanye talks about a lot of stuff.
Anyway. He's not the only person that has, though. Like, there's a long list at this point of people that have talked about it. And it's just interesting how they haven't made any of those changes, because what I was seeing and what I've been hearing is that they're kind of trying to save their reputation now. The Grammys is kind of trying to save their reputation.
Their own reputation? Like, you mean the reputation of the award or what?
Yeah. Because there's so many artists who are speaking out about it now.
I don't know, but they have so many opportunities to change it. Like, they could have changed the nomination system in a way that the nominated artists could vote to each other, or I don't know, like just make it more transparent.
There's an element of like trying to preserve the history and integrity of the show,
or have people has a vote in it. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good, but I think that that's something they're gonna have to, if they want to continue to have a longevity. They're going to need to rethink some things, because when Billie Eilish won Record of the Year, she said in her speech that she was going to write a speech about how Megan Thee Stallion, I can't say that name, I don't know why, Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know why that's so hard for me to
just say MTS.
MTS. Bro.
Jesus Christ, what happened with the table? Okay. Dangerous, I know. Dangerous, I know.
Anyways, so she was going to write a speech about how Megan deserved it. But then she was like, nah, they're not even going to consider me, because it was based on like how Megan's music was received by the public and how it performed, how many people were into it. I mean,
it was really
it did really
controversial.
Well. No, it just did really, really well.
Yeah, but it had a couple of songs which was a bit too explicit.
Yeah.
Explicit?
Explicit. But they were still some of the biggest songs in the entire world last year. And so anyways, it was just interesting how, it's not a good sign when you have an award show.
I'm sorry, but do you know which Billie Eilish song?
It was Therefore I Am, I think. I think that's the one it was.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Everything I Ever Wanted. Or Everything I Wanted.
Man, I should check
that song.
Pop music.
That song
I'm sorry.
Won Record of the Year. But it was just interesting how, like, it's not a good sign for an award show when the person that won the award is going up on stage and telling in front of the entire world, saying that they shouldn't have won that award and that it was for like it someone else deserved it and they made a mistake in judging. That just seems pretty interesting, and stuff like that has happened before.
Yeah, I don't know, but you cannot, how would you say it? Like, you cannot, when you try to prepare to something, to avoid it.
Oh, you can't like...
You cannot avoid this to happen, because it happens all the time, because people are people. So
no, I understand.
Like Kanye West went to the stage and said like Beyoncé is the best music video, etc. Or was it Beyoncé? I think so. Whatever.
When?
It was like back in the days. I don't know how many years ago. So it
before my time.
No, but it's gonna happen. You cannot avoid it. Whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I do think. I guess my main point is that
so many artists is annoyed with the awards.
Yeah, and I think there's so much truth and validity in what you're saying. My main point is that if you have a large majority of these artists who are saying the same thing, then eventually it's going to catch up to you, and eventually it's going to hurt the longevity of the show if you don't start catering a bit and or adjusting how you do things.
Yeah, I think this case the academy is forced to do something, and I think one of the best way is to involve the artists themselves, like in a way they should be participate in the voting or just have a voice in it. I don't know, or maybe let the public has a vote in it, like I don't know, just for example, there's like 10 votes and 2 of them could be like the public votes or whatever. Like it would involve more people, and it would be more open and transparent. People and artists would feel like they can, you know, like manage
be a part of it.
They could feel they are involved, and it would less feel it can be corrupted. I don't know. It's just weird. And the most annoying, it's not who won the award. The most annoying is like everybody is really disappointed by the award and with the event. So that's a big issue.
Yeah, especially if they want to continue to have the award. Because
that's the goal, to you know, the Grammy is supposed to be the biggest thing an artist can have or receive or achieve. And now it's just, even if somebody achieve it, it's just disappointing to them, or they not want it, or they are not agree with it or with the decision. So they have to do something with it, because like it's gonna lose its value in this case. So
there's some changes that need to be made. Luckily though, we don't have to make them.
What?
I said luckily though, we don't have to make them.
Oh yeah. That's a good thing.
So I know, like at the beginning of this whole thing, you told everyone that I did a lot more research, but I do know that you have done some research in this topic. So I was wondering if you can give a very brief explanation of NFTs and what we're talking about when we say...
Man, I first wanted to mention some Hungarian related facts about the Grammy.
Okay, we'll back up
because I'm
Tell
pretty
me
sure...
these Hungarian facts about the Grammy.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows now that Beyoncé reached like 28 awards, and he's on the same level.
Yeah,
like in number of awards with Quincy Jones, who is like one of the greatest producers, and he's also a really good artist. I think he won his first Grammy in 1964.
How do you know that?
Because I have a good memory.
Oh my god, I have a terrible memory.
Whatever, but
hence why I have notes.
I'm not sure that you guys know who has the most Grammys. Like, it's a Hungarian guy. Like, he was born in Hungary. He was born in Budapest here.
Really?
Yeah, Budapest. Sorry, I have to say it in Hungarian pronunciation. I'm sorry.
Wait,
he was born in Budapest, and he was Jewish. And he was educated in music here in the opera, but then he emigrated. How you say it? Migrated?
I don't even know.
Man, it's your language.
I know. Okay.
Whatever. So he migrated to the States because of his origin. Yeah. And then he was a really successful conductor and worked in studios. I read he was really talented in studio related works, and he won 31 Grammys.
Is he still living?
No, he died in 1997, and I think he won an award.
Seriously?
At the same year, yeah.
Wait, what's his name?
His name is Georg Solti, in like not in the
Georg Solti. Have you seen that dude where he's like cooking the steaks and stuff, and he just grabs the salt and it's like,
no, it's not Salt Bay. This guy's way more way more classy. Whatever.
Are you kidding me? That is the equivalent of class.
No, how you can?
I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be harsh with Salt Bay, but Georg Solti, you know, he's a classical music conductor. Worked with the best orchestras in the world. So I'm sorry.
Have you seen how he works with the best meats of the world?
What?
He works with the best meats of the world. Have you seen how he uses that knife? It's like a conductor's one.
Man, I don't care about his Wagyus. I heard some people who were eating in Dubai in his restaurants and it wasn't a big deal, whatever. No. But yeah, it's a good stuff for influencers to make pictures and videos. How Solti's like chopping really weirdly meats in the air, and it's like it's just an abuse with the meat. Like you should, I don't know, show much more respect for this poor Wagyu, which is like one of the most expensive meats on the planet. Like, whatever. I don't know. It's
okay. We got way off track. Anyways, so it was Georg Solti.
Yeah, in English you pronounce it like this.
How do you say it in Hungarian?
It's Solti György. Because Solti.
Solti.
No, not shorty, like short. Sol with L.
Solti.
Solti. No, Solti.
Solti.
Yeah.
Georg.
György.
Why is this so hard for me?
György.
Yeah,
J sound.
Georg.
J sound is hard for you, I know. György. Yeah, but he's mostly pronounced in a German way because he was living in Switzerland for a long time, and I think he can speak German too because I saw an interview with him where he fluently spoke German. So
really?
It's Georg Solti. Georg Solti. I don't know. You can pronounce it anyway.
Georg Solti it is.
Whatever. So he has the most Grammys.
That's cool.
Ever at this time, I don't know. Maybe
that's cool.
Beyoncé at this level.
Beyonce. Queen Bee
can easily pass him, but
maybe.
Man, she's not that old.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 3 awards.
That's true. We'll see what happens.
A couple of more featuring.
As long as
one or two more albums and it's achieved, but it's just kind of cool.
Like Grammys doesn't.
Tiny little country has the most awards.
Honestly, though, that's been one of the biggest things that's just like blown my mind since I moved here, is how much Hungarian people and Hungarian culture has influenced the rest of the world.
You know, it's kind of true in a way, but you should know that I don't know why Hungarian people have this mentality, but we love to call some achievement ours, even if it's not really ours. Like related to population, I think Hungary has the most Nobel Prizes, but it's a fact in a way that most of these Nobel Prize winners was originated in Hungary, but like more than half of them was moved to the States or other parts of Europe because of racism or any other stuff, or because they were not really financialized. How you say it?
Financially stable?
Or like their research wasn't really...
financed.
Financed, yeah, thanks. Jeez. Whatever. So, yeah, and like a big part of them were actually Hungarian Jewish origin. So we just like to, call it a Hungarian achievement, but it's just half true.
It's just, wow.
I don't know. But on the other hand, we have a tons of inventions.
Yeah, you got some ballpoint pens.
The flamethrower.
Wait, the flamethrower?
Yeah.
Take that, Elon Musk.
I'm sorry. the matches, the
Rubik's
it's
Cube.
called the safe matches because back in the days you could use matches even if you just
Really?
just
Oh yeah.
in cartoons,
Yeah, where they, like,
Tom
take
and
their foot and
Jerry,
they're just like-
and they just this the safety matches
Yeah.
was
Can you buy those still? I've always wanted to try one of those.
I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't seen any, but it's possible. You can buy anything. Man, you can buy gold hearts, or I don't know. You can buy anything.
Just check AliExpress.
Just go Alibaba.com and you can buy anything. I think you can find that your own mom's hair, or I don't know. You can find anything.
That's creepy. Wow, you took that to a really creepy place. Oh my gosh.
No, I just try to, emphasize how crazy
there's a
things
line,
are
and you're
on
just
Google.
like walk up to it like both ways.
I just
You
crossed
can
it.
find your mom's hair. Oh my god.
Yo, okay, whatever.
Wow.
So, what are we talking about?
Hungarians.
Yeah,
and how
inventions.
they've influenced
Yeah, the soda machine.
The soda?
Yeah, like
Like
how you can fill
Like you
liquid
go in
with.
or like putting
Yeah, how you
gas
can
into it.
gas into liquids.
Okay.
Like
Carbonation?
carbo oxides. I don't know how is it called. Yeah.
Anyways, move on.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah, or dioxide. I don't know what's the pronunciation of it.
No.
Whatever. So yeah, and the dynamo. Do you know what the dynamo is?
Mm-mm.
Like it's actually a tiny machine that can use the force of or the energy of a movement and turn it into electricity. And the way it was used, mostly you put it on a bicycle wheel.
Oh, I know it. Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
just when you
for like the
you
lights.
biking and
Yeah.
just turn on the lights and
Okay.
feed the
yeah, I didn't
lights.
realize it was called the dynamo.
yeah,
Oh.
you thought Dynamo is a magician, whatever,
No,
or an illusionist.
no. I was thinking of. I think it's called Dynamo. I don't know if you can get it here or not, but in the U.S. there's a specific type of like sugar you can get, and the brand is Dynamo.
No,
Okay, whatever.
so that's a Dynamo.
Okay.
Whatever. And actually, when I was a kid, I
Mhm.
made a list of Hungarian inventions. We were participated in the atomic bomb. One of our Telerede was inventing the hydrogen bomb. We are such a nice people. Whatever. So
No.
I'm just kidding. So yeah, like there's a tons of even the how you call it, the automatic shift. In
Automatic
cars.
transmission. Yeah.
The automatic transmission was invented by the same guy who invented the ball pen.
Oh.
But he
Did
also
invent the
he
Rubik's Cube too?
migrated to Brazil
Oh.
for whatever reason. I don't know why Hungarian scientists like to, or I know why, but they tend to move to other countries. But whatever, the C vitamin. But actually, it's not an invention; it's discovery, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's cool.
whatever. So we have a ton of it. I cannot even name all of them. You, of course, you know the Rubik cubes and everything, but I don't like this common stuff.
No. You gotta go with
And
the atomic bomb.
we invented chicken paprikash, so.
Chicken paprika. So, what would you say your country's greatest achievement was?
Food.
Chicken paprikash!
Have you ever tried chicken paprikash?
No, I've wanted to.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. You're literally living in an area that's
I
full
know.
of with restaurants. Whatever.
Wikipedia.
Whatever.
Do you know some fun facts about cryptocurrency?
I don't know too many. I know the common stuff that everybody knows. Elon Musk,
Elon Musk.
Bitcoin, Ethereum,
Tell me something about
Litecoin,
cryptocurrency.
Bitcoin Cash,
Okay, do this for me.
Tron.
Can you explain the difference between
NFT?
NFTs and Bitcoin? Because
Or
Bitcoin...
cryptocurrency and NFT.
Yeah, but let's just call it Bitcoin because more people would know Bitcoin, I feel like.
in my understanding, which could be like way off. Okay. So in my understanding, cryptocurrencies work in a way that they use calculation power of any PC components, or I don't know. So there are blockchains that these PC parts should, solve.
Yeah.
And it's actually...
So that's how you get value from the cryptocurrency. But
it's hard.
The easiest explanation is that NFT stands for non-fungible token. And then Bitcoin is something... or cryptocurrency is something that can be replaced or exchanged with another something of identical value, such as like a dollar bill. So there's...
Like NFT cannot be?
No. Like you assign NFT because you assign NFT to something that you deem is valuable. So like art. Okay. The easiest way to like explain an NFT is consider it like it's a first edition of a book or a signed record or something like that. Like that's, for me, that was the easiest way to understand what an NFT is. So you consider like the traditional sense of cryptocurrency, because Bitcoin is huge right now, like Bitcoin, that's kind of like your currency, your money. And then NFT are kind of like your products, I guess you could say, like a painting or something.
It has a physical value behind it.
NFTs don't. They have digital value. So like there's this...
but I mean like in a way that gold has a value. Like it's just a material, but we
give it value.
We give it a value.
Yeah.
So you mean like a Bitcoin, you cannot touch a Bitcoin like ever.
Yeah. Both of them
That's what I meant. It's physical.
Yeah.
It has a physical value.
Yes. Both of them have value, just...
Or can an NFT be like, I'm sorry, but can it be just, digital? So can I buy the first version of a book, I don't know, digitally? Or a song?
My understanding is yes.
Yeah?
Yes, that's my understanding. So for example, like NFTs are not new technology. They've been around for, I think, since like 2017 or something like that. And it's interesting how at this point the music industry is kind of playing catch up, because the fine art industry has been using NFTs for quite a while now. So there's this artist named what's his name? Like Beeple or something like that.
What?
And I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but he sold an NFT digital art. He sold it for $69 million.
It sounds a good deal.
Yeah. Let me see. I wrote it down.
Beeple?
Yeah. Look it up. It's super interesting.
But he's an artist?
Yeah. So he creates...
He's a singer or musician or
no,
painter?
Visual artist. So he creates like digital...
Wow.
So for example, like, have you seen that one GIF? How do you say it? GIF?
I think it was pronounced GIF by the inventor.
Okay, so GIF. Have you seen that one GIF where it's this like very 8-bit looking outer space with a cat, and then it has like it has like a rainbow. So that was one of the... My understanding is that was one of the first NFT fine arts that was sold.
What? For real?
Yeah. So it's stuff like that.
Who the hell bought it?
I don't know who bought it, but they bought it for a lot of money. And so then you have people who sold his art for like $69 million.
It's kind of suspicious. It's 69.
There's tons of articles about it. You can go look it up.
I was just kidding with the number, 69. I'm so immature. I'm sorry. Whatever. Whatever. Why are you using whatever so many times? Please. Do
Should I,
something
slap
with me.
your wrist every time you say it? Pull a hair.
I saw it, I think, in American, movies that they are like a rubber band. And
Yeah. So anyways, so the whole thing behind cryptocurrency and why the music industry is even trying to dip their toes into this form of revenue, this form of payment, is because, as the music industry has changed over the years, switching from buying physical CDs or records or cassettes or whatever, it switched to online streaming. And online streaming, even when you're a big artist,
it's not as paying as...
No, you're not really making that much money. I was reading this article, and it says these days artists in the music industry receive an average of only 12% of profits from the sales of streaming their music. And that's a huge shift in...
Yeah, actually, it's kind of cool because it would bring back the old times when you had to buy the album. And I think if that's the basic idea behind it, that maybe I can, release music, give every digital piece a serial number, and I can sell the first 10 for even more money.
Well, that's where the whole...
Who are really fun.
Yeah.
And you can sell it as an album, so you can give it a price and everything. Actually, it would be nice because it would, separate the lazy listeners or audience from the really committed audience.
And that's honestly one of the driving forces behind, like, obviously you have all of these huge artists that are talking about it now because they're seeing the value in it. You have Shawn Mendes, Kings of Leon. You have all these huge artists that are talking about it now. And I believe that stems directly from last year of not having concerts where, if you think about it, even though they're getting lots of streams, they're only getting based on this article, they're only getting 12% of the revenue from that. Okay, well, they were getting way more money when they had ticket sales and could actually put on these shows and concerts. And so then that's forced these big artists to think of different ways that they can start creating and generating more revenue, more income. And my understanding is that the whole using cryptocurrencies, NFTs, all of these different blockchain services really stemmed from helping independent artists. Because, so in an article that I was reading, it says the music industry currently has nowhere for smaller artists to go. And even before the pandemic, many flocked to touring as a way to support themselves.
And so we had a conversation about it last time. And I don't know, my feeling about it was that independent, not really well-known artists cannot really make money with this. Or I don't know, that's my instinct with it.
I don't know if I would agree with that, because view it as another form of merch.
Yeah, but
you can have a really small
just
artist.
Think about it. If can you name a band that you really like?
A band that I really like?
Or an artist.
That's smaller or bigger?
Name a big one.
A big one. Maroon 5.
Maroon 5. So if they're gonna decide that they're gonna release their song only in an NFT way, and you are really aching to know how it sounds like and what the songs are and etc. And I don't know, there's the guy from your neighbor who are not your friend, but he's a decent musician. If these albums has the same price, which one would you pick first? I don't know why. I have this feeling. Oh, geez.
You always push down on it way too hard.
You should buy another IKEA table.
I came with the flat. I'm not buying another table. Okay, so I understand where you're going with this.
So that's my feelings
there's
with it.
a lot of truth to what you're saying, but I personally don't believe that that is something that should stop. Because it shouldn't stop independent artists from looking into this. Because,
I'm just saying it would take much more effort from an independent, not really well-known artist to get revenue from this than a really well-known artist.
Well, that's the same with anything.
That's
with ticket sales. That's with streaming. That's with merch sales. Like Maroon 5 is going to sell way more T-shirts at their show than the neighbor I don't know super well that's a good musician, Like, that's just a fact. But I do think it's important.
No, I'm just saying it's much more effort to get the same percentage of revenue.
But I don't think your goal should be getting the same percentage.
Yeah, I know. It's just, an opportunity to get revenue. And it's really cool. I'm just saying, and I know it works like this because that's how life works. That the bigger fish gonna eat more, or I don't know, or the bigger dog gonna eat more. Or
I think the main point to get away with, or to not get away, to take away from discussing cryptocurrency, discussing its impact in, let's stop calling it cryptocurrency because that kind of excludes NFTs in a way. Let's just call it blockchain. The main takeaway from even discussing and thinking about blockchain as a whole is that at first glance, I know when I looked at it, I saw it as something that was only accessible to larger artists and something that can really only be used by larger artists. But it's important to shake that mindset because, if people are willing to pay monthly to a YouTuber to support them on Patreon. Man, I've seen YouTube channels that have maybe 1,000 to 5,000 subscribers, and they have Patreon, and they have people giving on Patreon every single month. Yep. If you have people that are willing to do that, then you are going to have a fan base, even if it is small, that is willing to pay for something like an NFT. And one of the cool things about the NFT is it creates it to be so unique, where you can set a limited number of them. And so just like you're having the value with Bitcoin, where there's only a limited number of them, you have the same with these NFTs. And you can sell these NFTs after the fact. But first of all, as an artist, you can set it up when you're setting up these NFTs that whenever your NFT is sold or traded, you get a percentage of whatever is made through that. The other thing you can do is this creates a whole nother stream of revenue. And right now, when you can't have that consistent revenue in your life because there's a lack of touring, there's a lack of live shows, it's really important for these independent artists to be looking for different streams where they can still have their main focus be on their art, be on what they're creating. And on top of that, I think that it really gives a deeper intimacy with your audience.
Yeah. Actually, just following this, it's not
train
logic, but this train of thought, whatever. Man, I hate this word now. So, following this, wouldn't be awesome if, because they shouldn't have to in the future answer it. I mean, Spotify and Deezer and every streaming platform. Wouldn't it be awesome that they I don't know, they have to establish or develop a similar system as Patreon to have a subscription, and artists could like a monthly a monthly fee for an artist, and they could have explicitly or exclusively exclusively stream music to the audience that paying the monthly fee, because I actually would support a couple of artists in this way, and it could have been a good answer to this problem.
Yeah,
I think. Just think about it. Wouldn't it be awesome? Like you just checking Spotify, and I don't know. I'm just naming an artist I like. There's Mazigo, and I can only check a couple of his new songs if I'm paying a monthly fee to him, like supporting him, etc.
So are you referring to
the YouTuber,
like to
Patreon.
It's in addition to, like, it would be in addition to what would be accessible to everyone else. So kind of like with YouTube, where you have these YouTubers who are creating content for the world to see, but then if you want to see all this extra stuff, you have to pay.
I'm saying if streaming platforms won't give any option to the artist to have this kind of the same option to do or get more revenue as they can do with NFTs, then they are gonna lose their audience, or their a part of their audience, or their a part of their traffic because of it. Because if you can buy a song as an NFT, you are not going to listen to it on Spotify because you have it, and in this way Spotify would have less streams, so they have to answer to it. So it would be really nice if they answer to it, or they could be a platform where they can sell the artist NFTs.
I understand what you're saying. I think
I don't know why I give ideas to companies like this, but
I think in theory,
pay me.
It's a good idea, but it wouldn't be successful if you don't keep the like how it is right now. And by that I mean, like, it would be so hard for these YouTube creators to have anyone to support them on Patreon if they didn't already have free accessible music videos on YouTube to begin with.
I'm not saying they should release every song in an NFT way. I'm just saying as I've started it, like there could be some exclusive content that they could have
I think
open and listen to it after they're paying something.
I think that, for example, Spotify would have to really change some things in order for that to... They are
the least paying streaming platform, right?
Pandora, I believe, is.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then Spotify.
But I've never heard of Pandora, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Pandora was one of the first streaming services, but it chooses all the songs for you. You just create radio stations. That was before Spotify really got big. But anyways, so... I think that it's good in theory, but Spotify would have to make some changes that I don't think it'd be willing to make, because one of the beauties of doing NFTs is that it's way less overhead. So you get a much larger percentage back. And Spotify, the way that it's operated in the past, wouldn't really be willing to change that overhead.
Yeah, the problem with Spotify and other streaming platforms is the fact that they cannot really pay more than this. I have actually read...
I bet they could pay a little bit more, because, Apple Music pays more.
Yeah, I know, but I've read articles about Spotify maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and it was rumored that they not really profitable, or not really profiting with the monthly subscriptions, and they are maybe go to
paid only?
No, bankruptcy in a couple of years.
I think that's changed though, because from what I've seen, because there's a much higher percentage of people, like as services like Netflix have gotten bigger, that there's elements of Netflix getting huge that's also impacted services like Spotify, where people see a greater value in no commercials and like not having to pay or not having to deal with that. And so what I have seen in my personal life and through different research is that people are becoming more willing to pay for a subscription to something like Spotify so that they don't have to, they can choose their songs so that they don't have to pay or they don't have to see those ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Granted, there is still a chunk of their audience, a chunk of the people that use their service that still use the free version. I think that is one of the appeals to Spotify, is that you can get started with them for free. And I think that's why they have so many listeners now, because a lot of times people will start for free and then they get to a place where they're like, you know, I use this enough. I think I could justify spending however much it is.
Yeah, because I want to listen to the music I want to listen
yes,
to.
Exactly.
You cannot skip music and
so really it's
random playlists.
Yeah. And so really that's a great marketing strategy.
Yeah. I don't think like Netflix, I'm not the Wolf of Wall Street, but I don't think Netflix is doing that well actually, because a really big portion of their stuff, like I think their own produced stuff, are not really quality, and I don't know how it's really profitable for them or how it's really profiting to them.
I've heard the complete opposite.
I don't know. As I said, I'm not fully know this stuff, but I have this feeling that Netflix is gonna slow down with this growing stuff, or it happened already, because you reach the limit of your audience, and then what?
I don't know if I would agree with that. I think that this past year has been a good example of that. And
yeah, because everybody was closed in and watched Netflix. Okay, well,
but what I mean by that is, you know, you have like the cinemas have been closed. And so you have a lot of these streaming services that are buying rights to specific movies. So then that movie is released on their streaming service. And if you can get enough people, just like you were saying about the NFTs or that service on Spotify, where if you can get enough people to pay to be able to get access to additional stuff, people are going to buy into it. Might not be Netflix, but streaming services as a whole. I think that that's going to be a huge part of the future.
Talking about movies, I don't think that Netflix or any other streaming platform has the amount of money to buy the rights to buy, like, I don't know, more than 10 or 20 AAA movies, because they cannot have the same amount of income as a movie could get with with cinemas. And that's the reason why most of the movies are not coming out, because they are waiting for cinema incomes or profits.
I do
like,
think that's fair.
Can you just imagine how Netflix could have promised to any movies that like, I don't know, they try to figure it out how it would make profit in cinemas, and they we are going to then pay for I don't know, like next Avengers movie $300 million. I don't think they can let it happen, or they can afford it. I'm sorry. So actually, did you hear that Avatar, the movie, is again on the top of the on the list of the
anticipated movies,
the most or the biggest income
It hasn't even come out yet.
Do you know why? So I think it was first released in 2012.
The first one.
What?
The first Avatar movie?
There's only one.
I know, but they're coming out with another one.
Yeah, they are telling this in the last 9 years.
It's supposed to come out like next year or something. I thought that's what you're talking about.
No.
The old one.
The old one.
Okay.
It's again on the top.
Really?
And past the Avengers Endgame.
Really?
Because they made a remastered version or recutted version or like 3D version or I don't know.
Like
it was already in 3D or I don't know. And they brought it to China. And it's
interesting.
And it's again on the top.
Interesting. Okay.
And as it turned out to me, China's cinemas are open.
Huh. Yeah.
So
I do think that
I miss movies. I miss movie theaters, man.
There's so much to be missed, you know. I miss cinemas. I miss going and getting cinemas. I miss going and getting a coffee.
Yeah.
Definitely. I miss
a good AeroPress coffee. I miss a good V60. I miss a good filter coffee. I miss a good flat white. I miss every type of freaking good quality coffee. I miss good food. Man, my first thing when this pandemic stops to ruining my life.
Yeah.
Man, I would take any vaccine just to let it happen and let me go over the world. So when they let me go, I'm going to first go to a restaurant, buy the most expensive food or the most tasteful food there or the most delicious one from the menu.
Okay.
Buy wine. Getting drunk.
Okay.
I want to visit more than 10 people.
Okay.
I want to have a good coffee then. And then watch a movie. And then go to a foreign country.
And watch a show.
And watch a music concert anywhere. It could be Teletubbies or anything.
It could be. Honestly, I'm here for the Wiggles, just as long as it's live.
So you know Teletubbies?
Yeah, I know Teletubbies. Oh my God.
Actually, I was scared of them when I was a kid.
Same, they're kind of freaky.
Yeah, they are really freaky.
They just, I don't.
Even with the baby, inside of the sun, like smiling, really scary.
Just like freakily smiling at you. Oh
yeah,
my God.
Teletubbies were talking to their, like home equipments and everything. It was weird to me, and they looked like aliens with baby faces, with like China ware alien faces or baby faces. Sorry, or how you call porcelain? China ware.
Oh, I understand. No, you'd call it like porcelain doll.
Yeah, in Hungarian it's porcelain.
Okay.
So it's kind of similar. Whatever.
Anyways.
Whatever. Jeez.
You need to get the revenge, like.
Yeah.
Okay. We kind of got a little off track.
Whatever. But we hate or we're scared of Teletubbies.
Yeah. Moral of the story is we're scared of Teletubbies. No, seriously, I just want to encourage you guys, like, as we are still trying to figure out what this next year is going to look like. We don't know.
Or this year.
Yeah. As we're still trying to figure out the rest of this year and what that's going to look like. There's so many unknown variables with, will there be live shows? Will there not be live shows? Will
NFT shows?
Like, what is this all going to look like? And, it's not the same, but there are still ways to continue to make income, to continue to grow your fan base, and continue to get better in your craft. And so it's really important to take some time, do some research, start to understand what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Because as much as it feels like there aren't opportunities, the one thing that has been cool with, like, the one silver lining in all that's happened is it has created new opportunities. Or in the case of NFTs, it's brought something that was pre-existing that might have been more difficult to find to mainstream and to the light. And once things start to come to the light like this, it's easier to get your audience on board with that. It's not like trying to convince them of something. And so I guess if you take nothing else away from this, I would just encourage you guys to still plug away at your craft, continue to work on songwriting, work on collaborating with musicians. You know, everything's online. So work on collaborating with musicians all over the world.
Continue growing, because even this time is not the best for anything. But
there are still
I think every digital artist or musician or anything or anyone should really, research how many type of revenues they can have. Because the more legs you have, the more stable you can get. Even if each of them can only, give you, I don't know, $50. But if you have 10 of them, it's already 500. I can do my math, thanks.
No, exactly. That's really important to think about. If we learn nothing else from this last year, we should realize and we should learn that you can't focus on just one thing or rely on just one avenue of growth, of revenue. Like, you can't rely just on live shows to get by now. And we've been given this really amazing gift through the internet to be able to educate ourselves, to be able to have more opportunities that, like, when my dad was growing up, he wasn't a musician, but he was a visual artist. He didn't have access to this stuff. And it's so cool that we have access to it, but now we have to use it. And so we're here, the team with Barnabbe Productions, we're here to encourage you guys, to push you guys to start doing your research, to bring the research that we've found and share that with you guys. There's a lot to learn. We're all still learning, but I really hope, I know Szeki really hopes, and Barna and everyone, we really hope that you guys will take this time to grow, will take this time to
educate yourself.
Yeah. And
find ways to be, find ways to be, what I wanted to say. Stable in your art. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I just forgot.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I've lost my thoughts when I started speaking.
The world needs your art. The world needs to hear your voices, needs to hear the music that you guys have to play and the stories that you want to tell. And
they are at home. They are bored. They want some interesting stuff.
Exactly.
They need you.
But this is just an amazing time to
make the music, shoot the
videos.
Movies.
Yeah.
Make them laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a nice.
And with that, hey guys.
You're sending good vibes.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. And sticking around with us being goofballs. Hope you learned something about Hungarian history.
Actually, I want to teach you one Hungarian.
Okay.
Word. Okay. I share with him really often TikTok videos about how Hungarian language is using quite weird words for I don't know,
for simple phrases and stuff.
For simple phrases like cool.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I want to teach you. We say there's so many ways to say cool, but we have one. We call it zsír.
Zsír.
When it's just cool.
Zsír.
Zsír. And do you know what that means?
No. Cool.
Yeah, but no, in English, zsír. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
It means lard.
Lard.
It means animal fat.
Ew, no.
Yeah, and you say zsír.
With that, y'all, zsír.
I hope this podcast was zsír to you, because it was zsír to me. I hope.
It sounds like you're saying, I hope this podcast was dear to you because it was dear to me.
No, it was zsír. I hope it was zsír to everyone. We were sending zsír vibes.
Oh my gosh. We need to end this.
Why are you so... Don't be impressed by my language. How dare you?
I'm not being embarrassed.
How dare you? It's my language. It's beautiful. We are saying Lord when something is cool. We are saying King when something is cool.
Kirai.
What's your problem with it? Yeah.
Kirai sounds way cooler than seeing something that looks cool and be like,
yeah, it's like
lard.
It's King.
Just be like, those shoes are totally lard.
Those shoes are King, man.
Yeah, see? It sounds a little bit better, right?
But you are... Okay. In English, you are way more aggressive because you are saying, oh, those shoes are killing. Why?
Because I'm literally dead when I see them.
Why does it sound better than lard? At least the lard won't harm anyone.
Okay. I'm
Maybe
not
just
argue with
screw up your cholesterol level.
Which could eventually kill you. If you have too much.
So it has the same meaning. What's your problem? It's
full circle.
It's solved, yeah. Okay, whatever. Give me a high five.
Okay.
Let's finish
see you guys
this.
later.
There's the function at the end. Like, see you next time, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
See you.
Oh my gosh, no.
Stop the video. Stop the record.
Dude, you hit record, right? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Man, oh, that would be so horrible. Is it for real?
Let's go close the window. We can hear them.
Jesus Christ! One of our neighbors.
Oh my god. Okay, guys.
Started playing music really loud.
I'm turning off the window. Or turning off. I'm closing the window.
Turn off the window, man.
I'm turning off the window.
Turn off the window. Maybe, like you said, she received awards for minor stuff or minor
categories.
Category. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Maybe I had to.
Need another coffee,
or maybe two. Whatever. So.
Okay, hear me out.
I'm gonna cook you
so many
the chicken paprikash.
There's so many Hungarian foods I haven't been able to eat because they have carrots in them. Like I've had goulash once.
What chicken paprikash is? Do you know? It's just it's just oil and some red onion and some chicken. How you call it? Legs or I don't know. Thighs. Yeah, whatever. And you just put some the difference between like. I think in the last one I used, like in my opinion, and especially way too many times, and really? I'm using whatever.
Do I do that? I haven't actually thought about that.
No, I'm not paying attention to.
Why aren't you paying attention to me?
I'm not paying attention. You know what?
Whatever.
Whatever.
Okay. Anyways.
Jesus Christ. Whatever. Whatever. Please. So I tried to say it in a fancy way, but
Don't say it fancy. Just use the words you know. Dude, I'm having to do that all the time with Hungarian. Okay.
Wow. Wow. Okay.